I believe Kuala Lumpur might just be the best city to live in right now. I know that's a bold claim. After spending some time bouncing around Asia, I believe it's the city that's going to suit the most amount of people. And that's funny because KL is not on everyone's radar. Everyone talks about Bangkok. Obviously Saigon, Da Nang in Vietnam is the hotspot right now. But KL doesn't get any of the hype. Well, it gets a little bit of hype more recently, but nothing compared to the others, and I think it's totally underrated and much better to live in than all the other capital cities. When you arrive in KL, the first thing you're going to notice, even from the plane, is the incredible skyline. You have the Petronas Twin Towers, the KL Tower, the new Merdeka 118, which is the second tallest building in the world. The KL skyline to me is as iconic as the New York skyline. It's easily identifiable, and more than the skyline, the city makes sense to me. A lot of the other cities across Asia, across the world, look like a big mess. For instance, Bangkok, when you look at the Bangkok skyline, when you're up in a high building, it's hard to pick out any landmark view, or it's hard to really know where you are. That's what I love about KL. There's a clear city center. There's a clear business district. The suburbs all make sense around it. Not only do I prefer the layout of KL, but even in the city center itself, it doesn't seem as chaotic or messy as a lot of the other cities. Compared to the likes of Saigon or Manila or Jakarta, it's just way calmer. KL isn't like that. It's really smooth and eases you in. Number two is the traffic. Now, Malaysians love to complain about the KL traffic, and it is bad, of course, compared to other parts of Malaysia. But having bounced around and come back here, I have to say that compared to the other capital cities, it's not as bad. Rush hour is very bad. Certain roads, Jalan Kuching, can be heavy, and there's another one, I forget the name. But if you compare that to Jakarta, Jakarta's traffic is just a form of torture at this stage. Saigon, I had to write a will before I crossed the road. And Bangkok is much worse now. You'll spend half the day in total gridlock. So while I would have complained about the traffic in KL before, I have a new perspective, and it's not as bad. It's survivable at least. Okay, every video I'll probably talk about food. You know me, I love food just like the Malaysians love food. And KL might be the best food scene in the world at the moment. That's a huge claim, but KL is up there. Not only is the food extremely delicious, it's the vast array of anything you want can be gotten here. Indian food is 5 minutes away. Chinese food is 5 minutes away. Malay food is down at the front of the condo. And Western food is done really well here. Malaysians are foodies. They love all sorts of food, not only their local food, which they're very proud of, and rightfully so, but all food from all over the world. They are interested in it, and they do it well, and they do it with pride. And I'm very happy that they do, because I get to enjoy it. KL just hits the sweet spot. For the less adventurous, there's loads of options. For the adventurous, there's loads of options. Okay, so the price to quality ratio, the quality of life you can have in KL for the price you pay is unmatched in the world. If you can find somewhere better, please tell me, but I don't believe you can. A lot of people go to Vietnam now, and while it's good, they're going because it's cheaper, so you're sacrificing a bit of quality of life. I think you'd be very surprised to see how modern KL is. And as much as people don't want to hear this, Europe is lagging behind. Apartments, for some reason, are twice the size of everywhere I've ever been. They're modern, you can get everything. Internet is very fast. I've never had an issue with the mobile data or anything. That's been perfect for me. Shopping malls are everywhere, so my American viewers, you will love this. They have the best shopping malls I've ever seen, and it's part of the culture because it's so hot outside during the day. A lot of people hang out in the malls. People love to wear and buy nice clothes. So yeah, what I found in other cities, maybe like Saigon, the apartments were much smaller, and sometimes modern apartment means we put a glass door in the bathroom. What many people find is for a capital city, and it's huge, it's a massive city, you actually have maybe 3 or 4 cities conjoined. I don't know, is that the word? But anyway, you have KL, PJ, Shah Alam, and Subang, obviously. What else do you have? Ampang next to it. When you go up to the towers, you'll see that the whole Klang Valley is covered in buildings. You'd expect it to be chaos, but it's actually chilled out. Even in the tourist areas like Bukit Bintang, okay, it's not my favorite area, but it's still definitely less messy than the likes of Khao San Road in Bangkok. You're not being herded around like cattle. I just want to compare it quickly to other capitals. So you have Bangkok, of course. Bangkok is the most famous city in the world, the most notorious city in the world, the city of sin. And you have that if you're a nightlife person. I'm past my peak now, so you have that there, but it's definitely too hectic. It's a bit messier. Jakarta, I love Indonesia. I respect it a lot, but Jakarta is an absolute mess. And I don't think you could pay me to live there. There are certain areas that are quite nice, but certain things, the pollution would definitely put me off, and the traffic is a nightmare. Not to mention the north of it is sinking into the sea, and Indonesia are actually moving the administrative capital to Borneo to take some of the pressure off Jakarta. I actually believe Indonesia in the next few decades is going to be one of the biggest economies in the world. I'm almost sure of that. I think we all know that. So I wanted to do well, but I couldn't live in Jakarta, no. There are other cities in Indonesia that I think are way more suitable to live in. Okay, Manila, similar story to Jakarta. Look, the Filipinos are great people, very fun and energetic, but also outside of BGC and Makati, there would be a lot of areas that I wouldn't go. I don't think it would be safe to go, and the pollution's not great. So that would put me off Manila. Look, I know some people are very happy in Manila, but that's just my take on it. Again, there's other cities in the Philippines that are better to live in. Okay, Hanoi in Vietnam, obviously a very nice city, more relaxed than Saigon, but you have a lot of weather issues, a lot of typhoons, and the pollution is very bad in Hanoi. My friend told me he spends 80% of his time in his apartment with dehumidifiers turned on the whole time. So that would put me off. And also you don't get the wide variety that you do in KL. You wouldn't be getting Indian food really at 2 a.m. in a local Hanoi restaurant. But some people will love it. If you love Vietnam, you'll love Hanoi. And finally, Singapore. Singapore, your quality of life is incredible. A very sophisticated, professional place. Lots of expats working there. Obviously, I don't even need to say it's one of the most expensive countries in the world. Over the long term, people have told me that Singapore gets kind of sterile and boring. Even though I love the city, I would actually choose to live in KL. KL just feels a bit more fun, maybe a bit more raw. Singapore, so clean, so modern, maybe too clean, maybe too polished. I wouldn't live there either. I would choose KL, definitely. And KL is kind of like the love child of Bangkok and Singapore. Look, a lot of great cities in Asia, but KL just has the balance. It sits somewhere in between. It picks the best points of all of them, and you don't have as many of the issues. It's a foodie's paradise. It's great for retirees. The healthcare is incredible. It's well set up for remote workers. And for me, I think if it boiled down to it, I just like the atmosphere. I like the Malaysian people, and it's very chill. So yeah, is KL the best city in the world to live in right now? In my opinion, yes. Obviously, no place is perfect. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. There'll always be challenges wherever you go, but for me, KL is one of the best I've ever been. So yeah, that's it guys. If you're considering Asia, definitely look at KL. It doesn't get as much love. Obviously on YouTube, you're going to see Bangkok, Da Nang, Saigon now. But KL just sits there quietly minding its own business. If you're serious about moving to Asia, you want the full blueprint, I put everything I know in the full course. Everything you need to know is in there. Check it out in the box below. Also, check out the Move to Malaysia starter pack in the box below. A lot of information there, everything you need to know to get started before you come to Malaysia. And also, get the free Move to Asia cheat sheet in the box below. That's it guys. Look, I can't hide it. I love KL. I love being here. It's one of my favorite places to always come back to. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. I need all the help I can get here. I'll see you in the next one. Ugh. Let's go.